People, do you ever find yourself analyzing people, or do you not
Um,
care until something stands out to you? Like if you just met a new person today, do you think you can figure them out pretty quick? No.
no, no. I feel like people have so many layers to them.
Hmm.
I definitely do judge people
Like
off
quickly.
right off the bat. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about. So you
Okay.
do it.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. You said that like if I figure people out, but
Well, that's your
I'm usually
version of it.
wrong.
I'm not saying that you're
Yeah.
right, but do you? So what do you
I'm
do when
usually
that
wrong.
happens?
It's usually negative, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna like this person, and I don't give them the time of day. And then for some reason or another, I end up having to give them the time of day
Uh huh.
because they're around or I have to work with them or something. And then you get to know them, and you're like, dang, my first impression was wrong. Usually,
Yeah.
not always, but
Can you think of an
usually,
example without giving details? No.
no.
Where does your head go when you talk about these things?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about anything specific. I just know how I am.
Yeah.
And but I can't, I'm not thinking about a certain person as I'm telling you these stories.
Hmm.
So when you ask me for examples, I rarely can.
Well,
I don't know if you remember that last time
yeah, I
too.
do remember that from last time. I thought you had
You
grown,
should stop
Ricky. God
asking for
damn it.
examples because I'm really bad at that. I think it's also like an on the spot kind of thing. Like I might have even been thinking about someone in the moment, but as soon as you ask me, I'm like,
Well, I feel like you can talk about someone without putting them on blast. But I can think, like, I do this thing where I think it comes from car sales and then also just my childhood where I kind of felt unsafe a lot. And so I kind of do my version of figuring someone out pretty quick. And it's never like what you said. Like, your first thing was like, no, I'm not saying I'm always right, but in the first 5 to 20 seconds, I can kind of figure out what level to open my door with someone.
mm-hmm.
So if I open up a little bit more, not that they can never ruin it, not like I know who you are, you're good, you're in, never that, but always like, all right, this is someone that I can do X, Y, and Z with. And I'm not always right, but I do
Yeah.
a pretty good job of going, I think this is the kind of person that it is. And I think a lot of that was really fine tuned from selling cars because you have to figure out in the first couple of seconds the way that you're going to handle this person. Are they
Mm-hmm.
very talkative? Because they do a thing in car sales called mirroring. And if you don't like what they're doing, you mirror their attitude and they notice it and then stop doing it themselves.
Huh.
So if a customer comes in and they're talking and they're all over the place, I don't like that. That's not going to get me a sale and it's not going to get them a car, which is what they came in for. So I'll do the same thing. I'll get over talkative and I'll match their energy. And they're like, hey, man, I just came over here to look at a new car because I've been looking at this Nissan Altima. And I'm like, what, you see Nissan Altimas? I see Nissan Altimas all the time. I walk around the lot and I see them and I just, like, I'm excited you're here so we can talk about the Nissan. And they go, yeah, okay. So what do you have? You can feel them. They calm
Huh.
down. And so they call it mirroring. And you can do it with someone that's quiet too. And they don't always stop it, but they sometimes realize what they're doing. And it allows you to figure out if that's truly what they're doing. So if someone comes in shy and standoffish, if I act a little shy and standoffish, it allows them to open up a little bit more. And I go, oh, you're not actually shy. You're just thinking that's the right thing to do at a car
Unless they
lot.
just feel like it's awkward, and so they're like, crap, I gotta say something because he's not saying something, I'm not saying something, you know?
Maybe. Yeah, it's always awkward.
But whatever, it's working.
Think about meeting a new person. Think about how awkward that is.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about doing it 30 times every day. And half those people won't even give you more than a few seconds. And so it's constantly like, hey, how's it going? Welcome to whatever store
Well,
I'm
most
working
of
at.
them are already thinking like when I go into
Mm-hmm.
a car lot,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let's just go look at this car real quick. And I'm walking over to it, and I see the dude coming walking towards me, and I'm
So you're like,
"Fuck, fuck,
shit.
fuck, 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 fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want him.
But here's the thing is if a car salesman doesn't come up to you, which is what you want, then you never buy a car either. And so
Yeah,
it's,
but I don't. What if I don't even want to buy a car?
but
I'm
what
just
if you
there to
do?
look at it. I
As the
don't.
car salesman, I'm going to play my cards and go, I'd rather make you upset and leave. At least it's like I figured I crossed you off my list. Then sit back and I'll never
Yeah,
know.
I see your point of view.
Yes,
for sure.
because there's always some of my biggest and best sales have been because I broke the boundary between them. You know how many, almost, all right, let's say 100% of the sales I've ever got in my life, if I'm being honest, maybe about 70% of those people told me they weren't there to buy a car. Out of my whole total sales. No, I'm not here to buy a car. Fair enough. You're just looking. What can I point in the right direction at least? That's just a common thing that people say because it's safe. It
Yeah,
means
you're not locked in immediately.
yeah, and that's fine. And I expected. I never took it seriously. And yet, 30% of those people actually weren't there to buy a car, obviously, or for whatever reason they didn't. But the majority of the time they are. And so it's just a defense thing that people do. But it's the same thing. Even if you're not on a lot, you're more likely to be like that on a lot. But if you meet a new friend and or person, maybe you don't even know they're a friend yet, and they're standoffish just because they don't know you, and they're protective
Have
of
a
themselves.
guard up, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like fine. You don't ever want to break someone's guard, but you want to let them know that it's okay. You want to start crossing things off the list. If you have a guard up, I'm not going to tell you put it down. I'm going to start understanding you, and then I'll go, oh, she has a guard up because maybe she doesn't feel comfortable with men. So I'm going to let her know that I am a comfortable person.
Good guess.
And then maybe we cross that off. Yeah, is that what it was? And then maybe it's like, oh, I don't like white people, and whatever. We're getting crazy right now, but I'm saying whatever
you
it is.
Still cross them off.
You start crossing them off. So eventually you're like, you know what? This person is pretty cool. That's why I originally asked you that, because I think that we miss out on opportunities sometimes because we don't know. Which is why in situations where I'm in public, I like to talk to everyone because I don't know. And I always feel like I don't want to miss opportunities. I'm not saying walk around and talk to everyone, but next time you're in public and you're alone and there's someone there, just say hi. And you'll be surprised. Maybe they're weird and you were right. Shouldn't have said hi and you got into a weird conversation. Or maybe they're not. Maybe they're really cool, and maybe they're just as nervous as you. Maybe you're at the whatever place, right? And then you just make new friends. I do that at the gym all the time. Like I'll tell people, I do it when I smoke cigarettes at a party.
Yeah.
Because I want to be social. I'll specifically ask someone for a lighter. This is a trick for anyone listening. If you're learning how to make friends and you are a smoker, I'm not encouraging anyone to start smoking. But if you're at a party, I would always ask someone for a lighter, and I have a lighter. Because I'm like, how do I interact with you? Go outside, there's other people out there, right? I'm like, you don't want to ask for a cigarette because everyone hates that guy.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I would tell them, hey, do you guys have a lighter? Oh, you do? Cool, thank you. How are you guys doing tonight? It's the easiest way to like talk to people real quick. And maybe they're
really
weird.
Think about this stuff all the time?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think about it.
Like when you walk outside, you're literally like, I'm gonna go get a lighter, even though I have a lighter. Like you think about those things.
No, well, I'm not always smoking. And so it's like,
you know what I mean though?
Yes. I think my intuition is how do I meet the people around me? Yeah, at all times. I gave you one scenario, but I could be just hanging out paying a bill at a water station or the utility company, and there's like 3 people in line, so I'm waiting. There's someone in the chair right next to me. We're both waiting. We both don't want to be there. How's it going? How's your day been? Good.
See,
maybe you spark up a conversation. Yeah, I always think like, how do I meet people? And that's just another sscenario too, but I do it everywhere I go. You don't want to interact with people?
No, I'm that person that's like, why is this guy talking to me right now?
But, and that's probably me sometimes in other scenarios, not with you. But what would you do if someone randomly talked to you and you're like, wow, I met this really cool person. You get to come home and tell someone that. Has that ever happened?
No, but if it did, I would be okay with it. I would be excited to talk about it. I'm sure it has happened, but they're going to go with no examples, so I'm going to say no.
I think I'm just addicted to human interaction because I feel the need to know the people around me, or at least give them the opportunity to know me. And I feel like missed opportunities is not even trying. And so, but you never know who you're going to meet. I met a guy at the gym. This is another situation where I told you I talk to people all the time. There's a guy at the gym, and he was working out one day. And I think I asked him for advice on a workout. This one wasn't like this lighter situation. I actually needed help on a workout he was doing. And I was like, why doesn't it, like, he looks like he's doing it right. I'm not doing it. So I asked him for help. He helped me. I said, hey, my name's Will. Nice to meet you. Talked to him for a little bit. Left. I started seeing him around the gym. So I'd always give him the fist bump. But we both had headphones on, so we didn't really talk. And then one day, I came, we talked that first day where he helped me with the workout. He was super, like, motivational. He said, hey, thanks for asking, man. Like, no, I don't mind helping you out at all. Because I think I told him, like, hey, I hate to bother you. I don't want to, like, pull you away from your workout. I've been trying to do those, and I don't get sore where I'm supposed to get sore. Like, you can show me. And he said, yeah. And he showed me the workout. We kind of talked a little bit. So it wasn't like a quick thing. So then we did the fist bump thing for 2 or 3 weeks. And then one day I go to the locker room to put my stuff away in the locker to go work out. He was just getting there too. And he was wearing a suit and tie, very professional, and he was changing into his gym clothes. And so I just started talking to him. Like, hey, like, you getting off work? He's like, yeah, cool. And he's like, what about you? And I said, yeah. He asked me what I did. Mm-hmm. And then I told him all about what I do and stuff. And then I asked him, like, well, what do you do? Like, you're all dressed up. And you could tell his first thought was, I don't want to tell him. Because he was like, I work well, it turns out he's the district attorney for the state of New Mexico. Oh. And he goes, you could tell he didn't want to tell me that. But then he felt like, well, this guy's cool. He just told me all about him.
He doesn't know
if I'm
me
vague,
already.
He's going to pick up on the fact that I don't want him to know. He's like, yeah, I'm an attorney. I'm actually the district attorney of New Mexico. And I was like, what? And then in my head, I'm like, what a cool person to meet. You know what I mean? And not that I get in trouble and I need help, but like if something were to happen, that's a random connection that I would have never have made. You know what I mean? And someone that knows who you are and can vouch for your character is super important. And so I always think back, I'm like, that's just a random scenario. I see him at the gym all the time, and I'll probably never need him, but maybe if I need advice, I could ask him. But it's those things where I'm like, wow, like what a cool person to have randomly met.
Hmm.
And that's why I do it.
Yeah, I think I need to do better at that.